Welcome, everybody. Happy Wednesday. It is Wednesday. How is everybody doing today? Feel free to say hello. Let us know where you're joining from today in the chat. If this is your first time with me, my name is Jacqui Mancuso. I'm an astrologer from Northern Illinois. Today we're here to talk about Cancer season. That's a big one. And we're here to talk about the full moon that we have on Friday. So after we talk about astrology, I will use my oracle cards to give us some messages on how to best utilize these available energies. And if you guys are new as well, this is Darla. She's one of the dogs on the couch. Darla's our old lady. She's our cattle dog mix. She's 9 years old. She's my most spiritual dog. The other two are in the room. We'll see if they decide to hang out with us or not. But let's see who's here today. Becky, good morning from Washington. How are you, Becky? Good morning, Melinda. Looks like you made it to the start today. Hello, Rachel from Australia. It's your first time. Welcome. Thanks for joining us. I'm going to be talking a lot about summer because I'm in the Northern Hemisphere, so Cancer season starts summer. I've never been to the Southern Hemisphere, so I'm sorry. I don't know what it's like that this is winter now. It doesn't comprehend in my brain, but they're still the same themes, right? Cancer season still holds the same themes. Greetings, Jackie. Jackie is with her soul sister, Christine, right now. I'm so happy you guys get to spend time together. Good morning, Michelle. Lisa, morning from the UK. Denise, good morning from Florida. Hello, Christine. Happy summer solstice. I really can't believe it's tomorrow. I can't believe that it's already tomorrow. Greetings, Lori. Hi, Greg. Greg is about to embark on a cross-country journey. So excited for you. Good afternoon, Mimi. Hi, Kaz. April, this solstice full moon is outrageous. Yeah, I'm super excited. Awesome to hear, Becky. Hello, Kelly. Hello, Kiana. Good morning, Athena. April said, Patty and I just did an amazing meditation for the solstice, then ended just in time to join here. Don't you love when everything works out like that? Hello, Ning from Nevada. Welcome, welcome. Let's just jump into it today. We do have a lot to talk about. Today we're talking about Cancer season, and then we're going to talk about the full moon that happens on Friday. Grand Rising, Diane. Good morning, Debbie from Arizona. All right, guys, so tomorrow, Thursday, June 20th, the sun enters Cancer. This is happening at 3:51 p.m., that's Central Time. So convert to whatever time zone you are in. And the sun is going to be in Cancer from June 20th until July 22nd. And then we're also going to talk about the full moon, which happens on Friday, June 21st, for most of us, depending on where you are in the world, because the full moon peaks at 8:08 p.m. Central Time on Friday the 21st, so that might be early morning Saturday for you. This full moon happens at 1 degree of Capricorn. And this is the first of 2 Capricorn full moons this year. So if you enjoyed this Capricorn full moon, wonderful, because we get another one in July. So as the sun enters the sign of Cancer, we officially begin summer in the Northern Hemisphere. Yes, Greg, when the sun enters Cancer, that's the solstice. When the sun is at 0 degrees of Cancer. So tomorrow, Eastern time, that would be at 4:51 Eastern time. Eastern time. Hello, Tyla. My gosh, I just lost my place in my notes. So as the sun enters the sign of Cancer, we officially begin summer in the Northern Hemisphere, winter in the Southern Hemisphere. Each season, spring, summer, autumn, winter, they all begin when the sun moves into a cardinal astrology sign. The signs are broken up into a few categories. We have cardinal signs, we have fixed signs, and we have mutable signs. All the seasons begin with cardinal. summer begins when the cardinal sign of water, when this Cancer, oh my gosh, where's my brain today? Summer begins with the cardinal water sign of Cancer. Cardinal signs are linked to beginnings. Cardinal signs give us the will, the desire, and the motivation to begin something new. With Cancer being a water sign, I always feel that Cancer season is a great time to get to know your emotions. Cancer season, water sign, it's a great time to get to know your intuition. And because it's a cardinal season, it's time to do something with your emotions, with your intuition. Allow yourself to feel what you're feeling, but then do something about it. The sign of Cancer is also linked to themes of the mother, making Cancer season a wonderful time to engage in some really nourishing self-care. It's the energy of parenting yourself, parenting your own inner child, and choosing now to nourish what maybe wasn't nourished in childhood. And in order to do so, this begins with noticing and recognizing which emotions are coming up now, right? If now you're feeling lonely, you can choose to nourish the inner child within you and give them the company that they've always wanted. If in your current life you're feeling hopelessness, you can nourish the inner child within you and give them the hope that they have so longed for, because perhaps your family wasn't able to help you with that. But you have so much power to heal your inner child because you are literally equipped now with everything that they have ever wanted. There's a whole thing, and I feel like I was just talking about this the other day. I'm going off script, guys. This is Jacqui in the Raw. And I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, we're born into these families that aren't necessarily perfect because we have to have something to heal when we're here in this incarnation, because healing is growth. So if we had no childhood wounds to heal, then we wouldn't really be growing as much as we're able to grow. And everything that you have worked towards is because of what you didn't have when you were a child. So you can validate your current self by visiting your child self and letting them know, like, hey, you feel like crap today, but I've been working my butt off for all these years. So like, don't worry, kid, it's gonna get better. And it feels really, really good to go in and do that every so often. So actually after today's session, I'm going to record my Cancer season course. And this season's embodiment technique, I'm not going to spoil the whole surprise, but it's about healing the inner child, healing the ancestral line. And I'm super looking forward to it. I'm really excited to make this embodiment technique. Once the course is posted on Insight Timer, I'll share the link in my group. The group is called Our Spiritual Community because it takes Insight Timer a few days to process once I submit my course. So if you want to be one of the first to know about it, you can head to my teacher profile to join our spiritual community. And I'll also be sending out an email newsletter containing the links to the audio version of the course and the video version with bonus content, as well as my Cancer season Spotify playlist. Those are always a fun way to just feel into the energies of the season. Right after the sun enters Cancer, which is happening tomorrow. So right after the sun enters Cancer, to shine a light on what we're feeling, to show us what we can do with our feelings, how we can nourish ourselves, the moon then moves right into Capricorn. And we have our first Capricorn full moon on Friday, June 21st at 8:08 p.m. Central Time. And this full moon happens at 1 degree of Capricorn. Full moons represent the ending of a cycle. And I used to resonate more with how the full moon was a time to release everything that no longer serves you. I've even made a meditation affirmation track about it. And that still holds true, but I don't want you guys to miss out on the celebratory part of the full moon. Because I have found this theory, and I just love it. I see the full moon cycle as an ongoing party planning committee. And the full moon itself is the party. It's after the full moon party that you clean up and you throw out the trash and you get rid of the things that no longer serve you. But don't forget to celebrate. So this full moon in Capricorn is ending a cycle of some sort of limitation in your life. Capricorn is linked to boundaries, limitations, regulations. So when we have a full moon in Capricorn, the sun is in Cancer. This Capricorn-Cancer axis is the axis linked to our parents. Cancer represents the mother, Capricorn represents the father. And tell me if you can relate to this. As a child, your parents or your parental figures, whoever was the authority in your life, they had to give you boundaries. They were there to help you learn, right? Don't touch the hot stove. It's time for bed. You can't eat cupcakes all day. And as a child, at times their rules felt stifling, restrictive, and sometimes even pointless. And then as you grew up, you moved out of the house, and you really truly had to take care of yourself because there was no one there telling you not to put your hand on the stove and not eat cupcakes. Telling you not eat cupcakes. Okay. And you find yourself, right? So you're on your own, taking care of yourself. You find yourself becoming this cool little adult and you're building good habits. And you realize that if you do eat cupcakes all day, you kind of feel like garbage. And if you feed yourself fresh, whole foods, your mood improves and you have more energy. And then you reflect on your parents taking the box of cupcakes away from you. It sucked in the moment. But then you realize that that boundary, it was once imposed on you. It was your parents telling you not to do it. But now it's your choice. And you're able to celebrate all the times that your parents said no, all the times that they protected you out of love for you. That's what this full moon is about. And it doesn't have to directly be tied to your parents. Capricorn represents the authorities in our life: parents, teachers, the clergy, police, bosses. And I really feel like this Capricorn full moon is about celebrating how far you've made it because of some of your boundaries. Then, as the moon wanes, you may realize which boundaries and limitations are no longer serving you. Maybe I don't need to rush to bed at 8:30 p.m. Maybe I can allow myself to stay up until at least the sun goes down. Maybe I don't need to allow myself an extra 15 minutes in travel time because it always stresses me out. Maybe sometimes I'm allowed to be late. This detachment from the things that are no longer meant for us, it happens naturally when you focus on celebrating what does work for you. Where your attention goes, energy flows. When you focus on what is working for you, you expand your aura, you expand your energy by dropping into gratitude. You won't need to focus on getting rid of these yucky boundaries. You will naturally expand far enough for them to fall away on their own. So that's what this Capricorn full moon is about. It's celebrating the boundaries and limitations that got you to where you are today. Because the more you focus on the celebration, the less you have to even worry about getting rid of what no longer serves, because it'll just naturally fall away. And yes, it can be that easy. It's your mind that you are in full control of. Greg says I can dig that. Greg has North Node in Cancer, South Node in Capricorn. Yeah, that's really interesting with the two full moons in Capricorn. You're going on this cross-country move, getting rid of limitations, getting rid South Node Capricorn. That's so cool, Greg. Sophia says she's got the opposite. Same lady. I'm a North Node Capricorn kind of girl. I'm learning how to put boundaries on myself. Hello, Elena. Nice to see you. Athena has Chiron in Cancer. Lots of wound growth around my mother, but now as a mother, it's a whole new thing to grow through by being the one creating the healthy and loving boundaries that weren't there for you as a child. As mothers, setting boundaries is so important and so exhausting at the same time, yet I can see the reflections for growth. You guys know I don't have kids yet, but I have this feeling that it's gonna heal so much of my own stuff because I'm realizing that the generations tend, I see a theme in lots of people that it just flip-flops. Grandpa was really this way, so he raised my dad to be really this way, and then my dad raised me to be really this way because trauma, right? I felt trauma here, so I'm going to give my kids the exact opposite, but then that's going to cause them trauma on this side, so they're going to go the exact opposite, and I just think it's so interesting. So interesting. So we have two different decks. We're going to ask two different questions today. The first one, it's Cancer season. It's our first water sign in the zodiac because the zodiac starts in Aries. So we've had fire Aries, earth Taurus, air Gemini. We're finally in our first water season. So let's use the Healing Waters Oracle. And the question I want to ask this deck today is, which types of self-care are most nourishing for us this Cancer season? Which types of self-care are most nourishing for us this Cancer season? We got Darla. She's going to help us see the messages today. She always does. Feel free to send your energy into this deck. Group reading. Which types of self-care are most nourishing for us this Cancer season? I always do group readings, so the whole reading is going to be for everybody. I'll allow 3 cards to fall out of the deck for us, and then I like to give you guys a little intuition playground. I'm going to show you the backs of the cards that fall out, so you're going to see the same card back. But if anything feels different, if you want to drop into your intuition and see if any cards just speak a little bit more strongly to you, that could mean that your higher self, your guides, energy source, whatever you work with, it can mean that you're quote unquote supposed to pay a little bit more attention to that one specific message. As I said, the whole reading is for everybody. So if you feel no change when I hold up these cards, I don't want you to think that your intuition's broken, because sometimes it just acts differently. And if you're hyper focused on, I always itch. I always get an itch on my right butt cheek. That's how I know. If you keep laser focused on that, you might be missing the birds that are landing on your window and trying to signal to you. So just open, just see if anything changes. And if so, that could mean that that message holds a stronger importance for you. Louisa, thank you kindly for your donation. Very, very appreciated. Leslie, I have Sun in Cancer, but no Capricorn in my chart. How does that affect me? Someone told me I need to focus on grounding myself. Is that true? Does it feel true to you? The whole zodiac is within us because the whole sky existed when we were born. If you have a planet in a certain sign, that means that that is one of the lessons that your soul chose to highlight in this lifetime. That's one of the main energies that your soul wanted to utilize in this lifetime to get its job done. If it resonates with you, if someone tells you you need to ground and it resonates, cool. If it doesn't, trust your own intuition. That's my advice. So, which types of self-care are most nourishing for us this Cancer season? I'll show you the backs of the 3 cards, and then let us know in the chat which cards resonate with you all. Here's the back of card number 1. The back of card number 2. And the back of card number 3. I'll show the cards one more time just in case, but let us know in the chat which cards are resonating with you. Which types of self-care are most nourishing for us? Here's the back of card number 1. The back of card number 2. And the back of card number 3. All right, let's see who is working with which cards. I already saw Patty strongly feeling card 3. Jacqui, all for me, with 3 holding a little more oomph. Sophia, all for me, and I feel this is an important reading. Cool. April, that's wild. Before seeing, I'm feeling 3. Cool. Allison, 3. Becca, 2. Denise, 2. Nicole, 1. Rachel, 2. Lori, 1, 2. Janelle, 2 and 3. Molly, 2. Patty, when you held up card 3, my neighbor's car alarm went off. Cool. Denise, white light with card 2. Ning, 2. Christine, 1, 2, 3. Greg, deep inhale. 2, powerful delayed intuitive hit. 3, soft smile. Athena, 1. Rachel, 3. Nicole, 2. Suzanne, 2. Michelle, 3. Mimi, all 3. Melinda, 1 and 2. April, 1. Lisa, I kept getting number 4 in my head. When you showed the cards, I had an itchy chin on 1 and 3. Interesting. Melissa, 2. Tyla, all 3. AJ, 3. Rachel, floating card 2. Melissa's working with 2 and 3. Gary, 3. Card number 1, which type of self-care is most nourishing for us during this Cancer season? Card number 1 brings us the Well Maidens card. Kindness, respect, reverence, compassion. Throughout history, there have been people who tended to and protected our life-giving wells. In the lands of what is today the United Kingdom and Europe, many of these sacred wells were named after goddesses, including Brigid, Danu, Solis, and Anu, before they were absorbed by Christianity. If you sit at these wells, you may feel the wisdom of these ancient peoples echoing on in these waters, which remain protected. The elucidation is an old poem that, The elucidation is an old poem that tells of guardians who filled this holy role across the land. A greedy king and his men violated the Well Maidens, the guardians of the kingdom's wells, and took more than they needed. They ignored the sacred contract of respecting the Well Maidens and the waters of the sacred wells. And as a result, the kingdom became desolate and barren. The Well Maidens are the keepers of harmony and balance. They respect the sacred waters, and as a result, they give plenty. They deliver a message about the importance of these qualities in the way that we treat ourselves, others, and the nature that sustains and supports us. They remind us to slow down and offer kindness and respect to others, the earth, and ourselves each and every day. The soul inquiry question related to the Well Maidens card: how can you offer kindness and respect to yourself, the earth, and others today? So which type of self-care is most nourishing for yourself? Offering kindness and respect to yourself. Was it yesterday? Was it in Embody Astrology? Yeah, I was on my Patreon group. We started talking about treating yourself like a toddler. And wow, if that's not Cancer reparenting yourself, oh my gosh. Sometimes I treat myself like a toddler. If I feel like I'm just not in a good mood, there's something wrong. Does Jacqui need a nap? Does Jacqui need to eat a snack right now? Does Jacqui need to go put her feet in the grass? Kindness and respect for yourself first. Cancer season is for us to replenish ourselves so that when we get to Leo season, when we get to give from our generous heart, there's something in there to give from, and we're not like giving from an empty well, right? So respect the well that is your inner self. That's very interesting. I wonder what else is going to come through this. I feel like this is pretty self-explanatory. This card, this feels so Cancer to me, right? Kindness for yourself, respect for yourself, reverence for yourself, compassion for yourself. Treat yourself like a toddler. Hello, Carrie. I love that, Leslie. You think you do need grounding, you're listening while you're gardening. Yeah, your soul knows exactly what you need. Jacqui, we just saw Corn Maiden native carvings yesterday. Second time Maiden's coming up. Feeling called back to the crystal shop to bring one home with me. I love that. I love when messages keep coming up and keep coming up and keep coming up. Carrie just got here to hear that message. Awesome. Elise loves treating yourself like a toddler. Yep. All with compassion, right? Not to call yourself like dumb, but with the compassion that a mother would have for her toddler. Card number 2, which other type of self-care is most nourishing during Cancer season? Card number 2 is clear waters, clear vision, confirmation, right timing, opportunity. Everything's coming together and supporting you right now. Potency is present. Alignment has arrived. Potential is here. The waters before you are crystal clear, and what you are stepping into is of the highest potency. You know the way forward. There are clear seas ahead. Keep facing your true north and proceed onward. This is a wonderful card with a very positive message. It suggests that something's come into your life that is a great big yes. Or you've been working on bringing things into alignment and you are stepping into that now. A creative project, a new relationship, a new home, a new phase of your life. Whatever it is you've been manifesting or longing for, it seems that you are clear about what you want and it's coming to fruition. This card comes with positivity, confirmation, and a lot of promising potential. You are supported on your journey and everything is opening up for you. Keep your gaze ahead of you and don't get distracted by what others are doing or by other things you could be doing. You know what to do and have been working for this for a long time. Enjoy this moment. Embrace the clarity and the vision and receive all that you've created and will continue to create for yourself and the world. This one comes with an affirmation. I embrace the clarity and potency of what's before me. I say yes and proceed ahead. You guys are going nuts in the chat. I love this. So what self-care is most nourishing for you this Cancer season is accepting everything that you have been working for that is now showing up for you. I do this to myself all the time. I block some beautiful things because there's something inside of me still that feels like, oh, I should be working harder to get that. This should be more difficult because that's what life is like. But this Cancer season, just allow yourself to accept. I feel like this is a reminder to go into receiving mode every so often, just to drop into stillness and allow the universe to drop things into your life. You don't have to go searching for them. You don't have to even consciously pull them in. I feel like this is the energy of just being, just silencing your mind, allowing clear waters to flow through your consciousness, and allowing the universe to deliver everything that you've already put the hard work in for. You've already put the blood, sweat, and tears into this. It's here. Just open to accept it. Suzanne, Cancer season starts on June 20th, tomorrow, and it goes until July 22nd. So we have just about a month of Cancer season. Becca, I knew I picked number 2 for a reason. A new home and phase of my life. Yes. Janelle loves it. Kiana loves it. Athena loves it. Rachel loves it. Rachel, new home. Melissa, OMG. Yes, this is definitely my card. Goddess, right on time. 2 major changes are happening for me right now. Denise, right on. Michelle, acceptance and receive. For those of us, like right now, I still feel like I'm in the middle of some transition. I feel a lot of chaos in my life in the best way. I really do love chaos. I keep saying that and then more happens and I'm like, this sucks, but like I do love chaos because I know that everything has to be completely thrown up in the air so that we get to choose, right? By clearing our minds and not worrying about what's going to happen in the future, we get to like orchestrate exactly where everything falls when everything is up in the air. So allow yourself to pause. Allow yourself to pause and clear the waters of your consciousness this Cancer season. Carrie, just being, I need to do this more and quit worrying about what I am supposed to be doing. Neptune, yes, love it, perfect. I'll tell a quick little story about just being. Yesterday, okay, I tried to get outside a lot yesterday. I had my Patreon meeting and I was like getting ready for it down here. And then I was like, it's in the 70s. I'm going to go sit outside. So I like closed all my tabs on this computer, opened it all on my laptop, went outside, set it all up. And then it was like 5 minutes before we started. And then my neighbor came out to do yard work right next to the fence. And he's like an old man that doesn't understand what I do. And like we dance in this Patreon group. And I'm like, I don't want to be dancing out here in front of my old man neighbor. So I rushed to get inside and I rushed to reopen everything on the computer and whatever. And it was great. And then I had a meeting with my virtual assistant and she had to be late because she was having car trouble. And I was sitting outside and I was like, I'm going to take this meeting outside because I didn't get to do my other thing outside. And then my internet like wasn't cooperating. So I had to come inside and I'm just like, why can't I? And all I wanted was to be outside. Like my desire yesterday was to be outside. And I just kept getting brought back to this basement. I was like, what the F? So then I had my meeting and I have this big to-do list of all these things I have to do. So I'm like opening all these tabs and I'm doing all this work on my computer and nothing's working. Nothing's working. I just kept running into error message after error message. And I'm like, and I got to get this Cancer course recorded. Like, it's all right now. It's all right now. And I was crying. And then I was like, you know what? Just go check the mail. And I went outside. I put my bare feet in the grass. I checked the mail. I was like, oh, my tree can use some watering. I've been growing a little evergreen. It's like 2 foot tall. I'm like, oh, it's super hot out. Let me just water you for 5 minutes. Oh, my tomato plants. Let me just water you. And then suddenly everything just felt so much calmer because I wasn't mentally focusing on what I had to do right now because I can be really hard on myself. And then I was like, I'm just going to go be with nature. And I did. And then I sat in my backyard on a chair and just watched nature. Didn't accomplish anything else yesterday, but I did find a way to tweak my schedule today so I can have the whole day to do what I have to do today. So that's what I mean. Stop thinking and just allow the universe to drop things to you. Because our human mind, guys, it's so limited, but it tricks us to think that it's so powerful. Especially during Cancer season, water intuition is so much stronger. Stop thinking. Allow things to come. Becca, watching nature is an accomplishment. I feel so old when I do it, but I'm just like, there's that old soul right there. I could sit and watch my backyard for a full day and I'd be completely content. Kiana, so true. Rachel, very true. And I wouldn't have necessarily felt the same appreciation and gratitude for what I was doing, choosing to just be, if I didn't have that heightened anxiety yesterday. You know, like it is almost like the duality switch of like, I'm just so, what do I have to do? And then I relax and it's like, oh my gosh, this is why I do this, you know? Do you have cicadas by you? I love them, and they've brought me outside to watch nature a lot. Yeah, we had like a few weeks of a lot of cicadas, and they were different. They sound like spaceships this year. They don't sound like the cicadas I remember. Whatever. Theories. I know that there's a bunch of different types. But yeah, the cicadas are dwindling. And actually this morning, I was reading outside this morning. That was really nice. And I could hear one in the distance. And it was just so cool how like for weeks there was like a swarm of the cicadas, and now I could literally just hear one. It's pretty cool. Suzanne, not old, just ahead of the game. I know I'm not old. I know I'm not. I'm never going to be old. My soul is very old. Nicole, we're putting a small pond in our yard this weekend. I love sitting in my yard and watching the critters. Denise, nature is the best medicine. You know how many times I've heard that in my life, and like I drop into it a little bit more. Every time I utilize nature, when I'm all stressed out, every time I utilize nature, I drop into that a little bit more. Oh, Nicole bought a kiddie pool for the mallards that visit. That is awesome. That's awesome. All right, guys. What other type of self-care is most nourishing for us this Cancer season? This is card number 3, and then I'll recap all the cards before we go to our second deck for a second question. Michelle joined late because she was in her garden. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I do record these sessions and I put them on my YouTube channel. So if you guys ever come in after we do our astrology or other cards, you can always watch the replay just by searching my name. Self-care, most nourishing. Card 3, follow the stream. Dedication, trust, future rivers and oceans. Streams can begin as small trickles and end up as immense rivers and vast oceans. They've been providing humanity with sustenance since we first appeared on this planet. Follow the stream and trust that one day it'll carry you to the rivers and oceans of your future. You are being called to surrender to the current of the waters that you are in, to trust the path you're walking, and to keep showing up day after day to what you are building. What might seem like a little trickle right now holds the promise of becoming a river or ocean in the world. Keep putting one foot in front of the other and trust your path. This is a card of trust. You may not yet be able to see the future outcome, or perhaps you're not quite sure how to get where you're going. On the journey, there will be many steps that require faith. This may be one of them. You are being encouraged to find that faith, to keep facing your true north, to follow the stream and let it carry you. So commit to your passions and be dedicated to what you are creating. Keep showing up day after day after day. If you do, before you know it, you'll have created something huge, simply by showing up in small, consistent ways. The soul inquiry question for this card: if you trusted your path, what would you do? So the self-care for Cancer season I'm getting from this card is to just bask in your joy, right? Do what you feel like doing, to put it bluntly, because there's a reason why you are intuitively pulled to do certain things. And I know this feeling so well, guys. I started a business from the ground. I know what it feels like to feel like you're doing nothing, and for some reason you just want to read that book. You just want to talk to that person. You just want to join that club, and you don't know why, because it feels so insignificant. But all these little, seemingly insignificant steps are what lead you to the vast ocean that you would never have known you were on your way towards. And I do love that this is coming up during Cancer season because it's a cardinal sign. Cardinal signs are the ones that get the ball rolling. They start the small trickle stream. And it's not until you walk the whole path that you realize, like, man, I've built an entire ocean. I've built an entire kingdom. But this all bleeds together very nicely. So self-care during Cancer season, what's going to be the most nourishing for us? First, you have to be kind to yourself. You have to honor what you're feeling inside. It's okay to listen to your feelings. Sometimes your mind is going to convince you that what you want is bizarre or wrong, or it's going to ruin something, but respect yourself. Protect yourself and your emotions. It's okay that you're feeling what you're feeling. Then when you're able to slow down, right? If you're out of fight or flight mode, because you're respecting yourself and you're trusting your insides, that's when these messages are going to come through a little bit more easily. Clear waters, when your mind is clear, that's when the universe is going to show you, all right, if you're feeling X way, sit with it, and then you'll know what to do. You'll know which little seemingly insignificant step is going to make you feel good right now. Keep following that. There's a reason why your body, your soul wants you to go that way, because it's there to bring you to greatness. This Cancer season seems just great. It just seems so like, I love myself. I know I'm on the right path because I love myself. I know I'm on the right path because I love myself. Michelle, mind blown, definitely my card. Janelle loves it. April, so confirming as I am growing my business. Visions streaming forward. Yeah, it's a big thing. Sophia, again, the true north. Love it. Allison, pop. Kiana, wow, love this. I appreciate this because I'm feeling it. Cool. Athena got the same as April. So potent, this card currently. Oh, so potent, this card, yeah. April, if you trusted your path, what would you do? I know. It's like we know, but we convince ourselves that we don't. Because authority figures in our past told us that we're crazy. Which, our second card, we talked about two topics today. We talked about the Cancer season, talked about the Capricorn full moon, celebrating a boundary that has been placed on us or that we have accepted. Authority figures, that's what we're going to ask our second deck about. Lisa, Mary Oliver said, tell me, what is it you plan to do with your one wild and precious life? From the poem, The Summer Day. Thanks for sharing that, Lisa. It's gorgeous. Athena, process. It is a process. Carrie, trust your heart, not so much your mind. It's difficult. It's difficult, Carrie. Becca, love this season. It's your 12th house. Oh, I can get down on some 12th house stuff. Tyla loves this reading so far. Me too. Christine loves Darla, of course. Athena, I feel so crazy right now, but I'm loving it. Finally feeling into my soul. Yes. This is coming through, and I feel like I can, the words can come out eloquently. But I have so many opinions that are like clouding all this. The chaos, the craziness, that's feminine energy, right? Feminine energy is chaos. It's flowing. Masculine energy is structure. And I feel like a lot of our modern society has been masculinized, right? And I'm reading this Mary Magdalene book right now, and it's giving me like angry, angsty teenager feminine vibes, and I'm like trying to feel like if that's a block within me, or if I don't like it, or if I do like it, or I don't know, but I'm just trying to embrace more of my flowy, feminine, chaotic nature, because I feel personally like I've been conditioned to be a masculine type of person, right? Like, I'm not saying either is better or worse. I just feel like our society is out of balance. That's what I'm saying about that. So if you do feel crazy, maybe that's just your feminine side awakening a little bit more. You don't always have to be everywhere on time. You don't always have to put in exactly 8 hours of work a day. You don't always have to have dinner on the table at 6 p.m. Like it's okay to just be and follow your emotions and follow your joy. And this is even if you're a dude, like whatever you want to do, everyone has masculine and feminine in them. Thank you for your donation, Tyla. You're a sweetheart. Tyla, I was listening to a podcast about masculine and feminine energy, so this resonates with me. Yeah, it's all just about balancing it, right? Yin yang. It's you have both. Honor both. But I just feel like our whole society has been just pushed towards the structured. Too much structure. All right, so with that, we're going to pull from a second deck. The second question we're going to ask is, what is this Capricorn full moon teaching us? And we do have a Capricorn full moon on Friday, the 21st. We have a second Capricorn full moon on July 21st. So I'm asking, what is this first Capricorn full moon teaching us? And I was very excited that I got to do this today because I have decks that like hold different energies for me. Cancer season was water, right? So we're having a Rebecca Campbell day. We're going to double it up with Rebecca Campbell for the Capricorn Earth full moon. We're going to pull from the Ancient Stones Oracle. So Rebecca Campbell all day. Maybe that's why Sophia was feeling such a strong message, because it's all coming from the same author. I don't know how often this has happened before, but I wonder if that's going to help this be a little bit more cohesive. Athena said, I spent years in the masculine meditation modalities, still point, single focus, nothingness, and now moving into more feminine forms, bring in archetypes, all of everything, the idea of the everything being chorus and crazy, chaos and crazy as feminine makes so much more sense and a new way to see it. I love that, Athena. That resonates. That, yeah, the single point of focus, clear your mind, do nothing, that does feel more masculine, yeah. Sophia has a special connection to Rebecca Campbell's work. Love that. The book catapulted her into a quantum leap in your life. I love that. Love it, love it. All right, so what is this first Capricorn full moon teaching us about limitations and boundaries? Feel free to send your energy into this deck. What is the first Capricorn full moon teaching us? Just one card from this deck. Carrie, thank you so much for your donation. It's very much appreciated. If you guys are enjoying today's session, if you would like to offer an energy exchange in the form of a donation, they are always appreciated. You can donate here on Insight Timer if you'd like. I have my PayPal and my Venmo links in my link tree. You can get there in my Insight Timer bio. And I also have put together an Amazon wish list for people who are more into gifting. And actually yesterday I spent some time, I put comments on each of the things on my wish list to just like tell you guys why I'm asking for these things and what they mean and all that stuff. For anyone who donates in any way, I always do a book dive. So you'll get a message from one of these two decks that we use today in regards to your energy. So just a couple sentences, and I really hope they resonate within your lives. If you don't follow me yet on Insight Timer, consider giving me a follow here. I go live a couple times a week, usually twice a week nowadays, and I just talk about whatever astrology is happening, and then we pull oracle cards. I put all my replays on my YouTube channel, so you can follow me there. And then if you would like to support me, and it's not the financial way, you can do so by sharing all my stuff around social media, interacting with my posts. Those things help me in the technological world as well. They share my message out, so. Nicole, thank you so much for your donation. Becky, how do I see the message you send? So if you guys donate through Insight Timer, after the session, I take like an hour after the session. I send all my thank yous. I put everything on YouTube. I get these messages to Bonnie so she can put them in our spiritual community. Bonnie will put the text updates of our oracle cards in the group. So about an hour after the session, you can go back to my Insight Timer teacher profile and click the donate button. That'll show you all the times you've ever donated to me and all of my responses. I hope that answers your question. If you donate through PayPal, I grab your email and I send you an email. If you donate through Venmo, I comment on the Venmo post. And if you do an Amazon wish list purchase, I grab your email from that and I'll send you an email after that. So you guys are the best. You guys are very supportive. Oh, which one was it? One of these reminded me. I don't know. I have my business birthday party coming up. Give me probably until next week or the week after to get my official invitation out. But save the date, Monday, July 29th. Monday, July 29th, 8:30 a.m. I'm celebrating 3 years in business, and I want to throw a Zoom birthday party. So details will come with that. What is this first Capricorn full moon teaching us? This is from the Ancient Stones Oracle. And the card today is the Holy Mountain. Soul calling, sacred journey, pilgrimage. The world over, many mountains are revered as sacred and holy. Perhaps it's their great beauty and majesty that's attracted intrepid adventurers and spiritual pilgrims for millennia. On their far-reaching peaks, the highest points on the planet, and the way they seem to touch the heavens while at the same time being made of steady stone, the bones of the earth. These sacred giants demand our attention, and something about them calls us to journey their terrain. From Mount Kilimanjaro in Tanzania, to Mount Kailash in the Himalayas, to Mount Fuji in Japan, to Mount Ararat in Turkey and Mount Shasta in the US, holy mountains speak to a call deep within our soul. And through meditating in their presence, or circambulating them in devotion, connecting with their energies, it's as if we are also being led with every step we take, returning us to ourselves. What sacred journey are you being called to take? It might be an inner or outer venture. And if it's outer, then it's likely also inner. How can you invoke the holy mountain to lead you back to yourself? How can you embrace your own unique path? How are you being called to take the path less trodden? Soul inquiry question: what is your soul calling you to do? This is very cohesive. Specifically, the full moon in Capricorn. I feel like this is teaching us to recognize the limitations that work for us and the limitations that work for others and not us. If you are planning a trip, if you are planning some type of pilgrimage, or if you've been called to go on a type of pilgrimage, there's always an inner journey that comes with the outer journey. So just be aware of that. As you travel, look at how that reflects yourself back to you, what you can learn about your steady, still inner mountain. This Capricorn full moon is calling us back to ourselves, to the stillness that is ourselves, right? The clear waters within, the holy mountain within. And this is also, what was that last part? How can you embrace your own unique path? How are you being called to take the path less trodden? How are you following your inner stillness by following the stream, by following the trickle? This Capricorn full moon, it's Capricorn, it's all about boundaries. We also have a second one in July. So this theme is going to be with us for like 2 months of realizing what limitations are healthy boundaries for me and which limitations are stifling my energy that wants to express itself in a different way. Which boundaries are here to protect my inside, my soul? Which boundaries are serving as my well maidens? And which boundaries are the kingsmen who tried to get rid of the well maidens, right? I tried to ruin the well maidens. They can get to the well. Does that make sense? Thank you, Carrie. She says, you're a special person, Jackie. We love you. Beautiful card, Christine. Athena, Shasta is a total energy. Gina loves Mount Shasta. Yeah, it keeps coming up. One day I'll get there. Michelle, thank you kindly for your donation. It's very much appreciated. Athena says that she used to live there, such a special energy in my heart. Or should I say root chakra. Lisa is off to the mountains and lakes in the Lake District, UK next week. Although I feel this card is more of an inner journey, but real life mountains seem to help with that too. I've been to the mountains one time. It was May of 2020. I visited my cousin in Colorado, and there was a day that like he just wasn't feeling it, and he's like, here, just take my keys, go do what you want to do. And I drove myself to a mountain and just walked around, and there's really something like magical about mountains. I can't put it into words, and it was also a long time ago. It was only a few hours. But yeah, there was something magical about the mountains. But if you live with the belief of everything as above, so below, as within, so without, everything's a mirror. So whatever you feel from the mountains, whatever you learn from the mountains, whatever you honor about the mountains, it's all translated within as well. Claire loves Shasta. Greg, that made me think of the soft and chewy inside. I mean, that is kind of like Cancer, right? You got your hard crab shell, the soft, mushy inside. Tracy, thank you so much for your donation. Greg is moving to mountain time. Check that out. Athena, you ever want to explore mountains? I got you, girl. It's a bit of my soul. Love that. Melissa loves the Colorado mountains. I'll be going back there in a little bit. What the heck? Yeah, I'm going to Colorado in a few weeks. And also in October. My cousin's getting married. We got a lot of stuff going on there. Alice leaving for Europe soon. Gone 4 weeks. First time as a widow. I have no plans, no itinerary. My prayer is God surprise me. I'm so excited for your trip, Alice. I think that's going to be amazing. Greg, my friend I'm staying with in Utah, lives next to a mountain. Of course. I get so I stream on my TikTok while I'm here, and on the hour I get a puzzle piece I have to slide to like tell TikTok I'm still there, and it was a mountain next to a body of water today. I had to slide the puzzle piece in. I think that's amazing. Melissa lives right by the mountains. I love it. Allison inspired to drive up to Colorado, 15 minutes away. Why not? Maybe that's the nature to spend time in, if you have them. And if you don't, you can always do your own travel inward, meditate, visualize. I am going to depart today so that I have plenty of energy to pour into my Cancer Embody Astrology course. I'll let you know when that's available, but my goal is to record today. We'll see if I get to editing. It usually doesn't take that long, but I'm not going to promise a date because that is a boundary that I've put on myself too strongly in the past, and I am learning to detach from Chronos time, and I am flowing more into Kairos time. That's been a huge theme for me lately. Kairos is measuring time in moments instead of minutes. And man, wouldn't it be so nice if the whole world would just work on Kairos? Just kidding. Yeah, so stay tuned for the Cancer course, Embody Astrology Cancer season. I'll put the link in our spiritual community, which is where you can also find the recaps of the cards from today. It's the group on Insight Timer. It's all in my Insight Timer bio. If you want to join my email list to receive the email notification when my courses are ready, sign up in my link tree. The link tree is the only link on my Insight Timer teacher profile. All my links are there, all my socials, everything. I'm so proud of my link tree. So much so that I'm getting rid of my website. My website, I used to be Lakeside Living, and even that is now going away. I no longer need the title of a business. I am Jacqui Mancuso. Hear me roar. So yeah, I'm super excited to get rid of that because Linktree's pretty easy. So April, thank you so much. I appreciate your donation. Is anyone in or near Chicago that's available for lunch with Greg on Saturday? Yeah, I'm working at a festival this weekend, so sadly, that would have been amazing. Greg, if you can make your way out to Geneva, Illinois, I don't know how far that is from Chicago. If you have the time, pop over to my event. I think it's only like $5 to get in. The information, if you guys are near Illinois, if you want to come see me live at an event, the Awake Oneness Festival is this weekend. And there's a link for it in my link tree. Everything I ever talk about is in my link tree. Sophia, thank you for being here. It's beautiful to weave with you. Likewise. Carrie, love to everyone. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you, Audrey. Thank you so much, Goddess. I've been to Geneva, little traveler shop. Yeah, this is just in a big park. I just go there, I go to the park, and I go home. I don't know what Geneva's all about. Or yeah, I do. I've been there with a friend. Anyway, I can ramble on for hours. This replay will be on YouTube in a little bit, so thank you guys so much for being here. When will I be back? I will be back next Wednesday to talk about Saturn stationing retrograde. So, yes, Jackie, I remembered once I said it out loud. Anyway, I'll see you guys on Wednesday. Have a lovely weekend. Happy summer, happy Cancer season. Enjoy your full moon. Celebrate your limitations, because limitations create style. Sending love to all. Namaste. I hope that video was just as insightful for you as it was for all of us. Darla and I really appreciate you being here with me. Thank you for liking this video, sharing it with a friend who you think would benefit, and subscribing to my YouTube channel. Also, drop a comment and let us know what you got from this video. What was your biggest insight or takeaway? If you want to see what else I'm working on, click on my link tree. It's right underneath this YouTube video. We'll see you next time. Take care.